Hey guys, how we doing today? Today we're just gonna be hopping into part two of businesses I did to generate $50,000 a year, um, each. So let's hop into it. If you guys missed part one, I will be linking that down below for you guys to go check that out. But for now, this is the businesses I did later in my life. So things past 15. I'm 22 right now, so nothing, it's not too far back. Um, but just things that are maybe more relevant to teenagers and young adults just trying to start things on the side while maybe doing things at home still, like working a job, or maybe you're just chilling at home and just graduated college or in college, don't need a job yet, and you're just kind of looking for something to make some money. So let's hop into the five businesses that you can do. The business I hopped into next is actually flipping sneakers. So if you ask my mom, she'd tell you that flipping shoes is the business that is truest to me. So since the sixth grade, I've had a crazy infatuation with sneakers. I've loved everything about them. I've loved how many different kinds there were. I've loved the stories behind them. I love, looking and feeling great. Sneakers were something that instantaneously changed my life. And, they gave me a certain amount of confidence that was, unseen. Around my freshman year, I got put onto a true sneaker plug. I'm talking stores units full type plug. This was, winter 2014, and my whole life changed from here on out. Before I knew it, as much as I wanted the kicks, I wanted the bread. My main goal was to get a pair to rock and another pair that I could sell for double to essentially get my pair for free. The easier that became, the more it turned into looking at what I was doing like an investment. I had to, grow and become an encyclopedia of sneakers. I no longer needed to guess the value or the volatility. I was on autopilot. To this day, I sell sneakers whenever I can. It's much harder now with everything being online, but in a way, it's much more fair. I've been able to get shoes online that I'm sure I would have had to go through the hassle of, driving down 2 hours to New York City, just for a sliver of a chance of getting them. So in a way, it all works out. You just gotta change with the times. And that's the hard thing about flipping sneakers now is, not a lot of them really get to the stores, and that's really where you can be the plug. That's really where you can find the plug. That's really where, those things happen. So when Nike's kind of delegating everything out one by one, that's when it leads you to, have to get those bots that are super duper expensive. We're talking, $1,000 for a good bot all the way up to 5 bands for a really good bot. And those are just really high thresholds to get into, want to sell sneakers or anything like that. So it's much different than when I was doing it in 2012 pretty much to 2016. It's a lot different. So I understand if this one maybe isn't the same, but it's still something where people are flipping sneakers every day, bro. You can too. The next thing I started doing is, Facebook ads. I started running Facebook ads for different companies, and this became my new side hustle in July 2019. It came as a result of loving marketing, but not wanting to do it for a company or companies that I really hated. I went to school for this, and I realized quickly that that was the route that I was going to be in. Maybe doing marketing for a hardware store, electrical company, anything like that. I really hate those type of markets. However, sometimes that's just what the best job is at the time. And, I really didn't want to pay all this money for a degree just to get out and end up working for a company that I really hated. So I really wanted to just find a way to do it on my own without having to get the degree. You know, Operating my own company meant that I could reach out to, the companies who sold products and did things that I wanted to market. I bought Iman Ghazi's course and kind of let that be my guide on how to carry myself as a businessman. A lot of those philosophies and tools I still use to this very day. This business was super hard to get going, but I was determined to do everything I could to have it fly. Eventually, I snagged a few clients, but most were scared of what the virus could do to their business once the shutdown came. The shutdown was the exact thing I didn't need for the company, but it came and I needed to move on. Now, post pandemic, the same fears in companies, but now with the Apple's identity encryption, Facebook ads are almost obsolete since you can't target or as focused as before. Ask most Facebook ad agencies, and they're hurting. Even Iman Ghazi's agency was hurt for most of 2020, but being such a whale has its perks. So this is something that I ended up snowballing into, Google Ads, and still trying to keep the business around, still do the marketing, and you roll with the punches and do what you can do. So this is something that I'm determined to do, something that I really want to get off the ground, and it was really successful. It was really successful. COVID happened, which sucks, but we keep on moving, and you get your money elsewhere. So the next business that we hopped into is Shopify dropshipping, and dropshipping was really my first crack at really trying something that involved attracting new people the entire way. Honestly, I didn't really like this business. Every day seemed like I needed and wanted to, you know, start a new store because I found out my products just weren't good. Everything I saw was a product, 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 and I was just never able to find a really good one. I could see how this business could be scalable and why people continue to open up more and more stores, but it's truly a numbers game. You have to open a lot of stores and then you have smaller groups of success you go on. For example, you may need to start 10 stores, but you find something good. Then you may need to start 10 more stores to get another one to get you, to maybe 5K a month, etc. And, I just didn't really like this idea of building. So I didn't even bother to physically force myself to sit in front of a computer and do something in my spare time that I hated. So I really wanted to kind of make something that piggybacked off of our marketing, off of MDG Media. And honestly, I just really didn't like it. I ended up putting most of my time right back into MDG Media, which is fine. Right back into a marketing company, trying to get clients and getting that off the ground is and was the only goal. So the next business I really wanted to hop into while still maintaining everything else. So we're not doing the drop shipping anymore. We're just doing marketing. And everything that came before that, we're just doing on the side. So we're thrifting on the side, we're selling shoes on the side, we're doing marketing, and that's really what's kind of driving everything now. So the next business we're gonna try to build off of and help us was blogging. So blogging was a business had an idea of starting and banking off of Amazon affiliates. It was the beginning of the pandemic when I had tried this, however, and I really needed and wanted to get my entrepreneurship wave in full effect, and kind of just start the takeover. So, about 4 days into my journey, Amazon actually announced it'd be cutting all the benefits of their affiliate programs essentially in half and even taking out some categories in total. The specific niche I wanted to go for got cut down to 1.5% back on every product I sold. It was very demeaning to the start of this new journey in this new time. With this news, I saw that building this site would take years to become profitable, and that Amazon had made where their program was truly extra money and not a lot of money for those with big enough followings to bring people. So I closed the shop and I moved on to the next business. Now, my favorite business so far, the last business, selling hair care products for control hair care. Around this time last year, I decided to launch a hair care company. And this was a company that excited me because my love and knowledge for curls are so deep that I knew my product would change hair. I created a 100% organic and curl safe hair butter and hair oil for black and brown people. I wanted this company to be something that was for us and by us. Look on the shelves at whatever place you get your hair product from. You can count how many black owned companies are on the shelves. I promise you, on just one hand. This is something I want to change, so I jumped into the market share. However, market share has never been the main thing pushing this business. This business is mostly about educating young boys and girls who look like me, teaching them that you don't need heat or a perm. You don't need to use those shampoos that completely strip the oils, from our curly hair that takes longer to produce oil. And, kind of just helping them realize that our hair is different. The education part was and always will be my favorite part, even in this business here. I can't wait to see where, my hair care company goes and how it'll grow. Maybe once I'm more comfortable in front of the camera, I'll make some videos going over the process of building this specific business and building my curls. Because I know that that is something a bunch of people wanted on that side, just showing my process and how I do what I do. And, maybe we'll go ahead and do that one of these days. If you guys want that, please comment down below or like the video. Other than that, that's it. There's 10 businesses that can easily be done to get you to 50K. And, these mostly don't even really need the internet. A lot of these things are things that you can kind of just go off of and use the people that are in front of you. In one of my past videos where I talked about ways for teens to make money, the number one thing I talked about is using the people that you see every day, using the people that are forcibly in front of you. Today in the workforce, it's a blessing and a curse that you don't get to go in and see people anymore. You can't do that interact, and you can't do your kids' fundraisers anymore, things like that. Whereas in high school, man, you can still see people every day and make sales without having to feel like, if you're sitting in Oregon, you don't need to make a sale in Texas, in Houston. You don't need to do that. You can just make all your sales in Oregon and make as much money as you can and make a lot of money while doing it. People highly, highly underestimate the money that's around them, using the people that's around them to get where they need to get to. I really hope you guys like these videos. I know they were both longer than usual, but I hope you were able to find the value and will apply the value to your own life. Please don't get discouraged if your first business or businesses don't work out like you'd like. The winners always try again, they just try differently. Each of these businesses has generated income as well as generated what's even more powerful is the knowledge. The grind is irreplaceable and will teach you way more about where you should be rather than where you want to be. I hope you guys, have a great time on your journey. I hope you guys really, really, you know, soak up everything that's happening and soak up everything that you're doing, because one day you'll be at the finish line and looking back like, man, that's crazy. And that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys have a great one.